What's going on, people? It's your boy Leon from Leon Talks TV. Welcome back to the channel. We're delving into a topic that's really important but it is often overlooked. Intellectual shaming, knowledge shaming. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where someone made you feel embarrassed for not knowing something? Or maybe you've seen a friend get called out for not being familiar with a specific topic. That's what we're talking about today. How these situations can make us feel and why they shouldn't happen. There was once a famous saying, as the writer and philosopher Albert Camus once said, the only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. This quote reminds us that we should feel free to express ourselves and learn without fear of being judged. So let's explore this concept together. What is intellectual shaming? Chapter 1. First, let's define what we mean by intellectual shaming. It is when someone highlights another person's lack of knowledge on a topic in a way that makes them feel stupid or embarrassed, being mocked, belittled, or made to feel inferior because you don't know something or aren't familiar with a topic that is unfortunately common in education, workplace, and social settings. This kind of response can be hurtful and discouraging. Instead of fostering a supportive discussion, it creates an environment where people feel hesitant to share their thoughts or admit they don't know something. Examples of knowledge shaming. Let's say you're in a classroom. A student asks a basic question or admits they don't understand a concept. The teacher or classmates respond with laughter, eye rolling, or comments like, "You don't know that," or "For goodness sake, weren't you listening?" Or let's say you're at work. An employee is unfamiliar with a tool or process. A colleague says, "Seriously, you've never used this before?" Or "How did you even get this job?" You really should know this by now. Come on, embarrassing the new employee. Now, let's say you're in a social group or social circle, social environment, and someone doesn't get a pop cultural reference or historical fact. And then there's people in the group that will tease you for not knowing these pop cultural references or historical facts. And they will say things like, "How could you not know that? Do you even read the news?" And just to share a little personal stories about my own experience when dealing with this type of knowledge shaming or intellectual shaming. You see, I want to share a story about a friend I had who really thrived on this thing that we call intellectual shaming and knowledge shaming. It was almost like his trademark. He would make a big deal out of someone's lack of knowledge or understanding, turning everything into a joke for the whole group. If someone didn't know about a particular responsibility or a fact, he would laugh and announce it to everyone. "Oh my days," he would say. "He didn't even know that. Can you believe it?" He would tell everyone in the group. Or he would be like, "Duh, with real emphasis on the duh, which was really annoying. And the irony of this, when he didn't know something, he would be the person that he could dish it out, but he couldn't take it when it happened to him. But needless to say, this behavior was frustrating. But what struck me even more was how it affected the dynamics within our group. It wasn't just about intellectual topic, it seeped into everyday interaction as well. I remember a specific incident when we was all on a group holiday, boys' holiday, so to speak. You see, at this stage, I was on my own, heading to the hotel room, when a group of girls that we had met earlier that day, but as I was by myself and I was going into the lift, they were coming out of the lift. And so as I was coming from the shops, I had some alcohol bottles in my hand, right? And as we bumped into each other, they said they were going to come join us later in our rooms for drinks. So, as I heard this, I was, genuinely excited. And so as I got to the rooms and saw the rest of the guys, to me, I'm thinking it's great news. So I've told them, like, "Yo, I just bumped into the girls downstairs and they said they're going to come join us for drinks." But lo and behold, my friend chimed in laughing and said, "Oh my days, you're so late, man. We already knew this before, man. Come on, man, get with the program." I'm like, in that moment, it felt like he was singling me out, almost mocking me for not being in the loop. I thought to myself, what was I supposed to do? I wasn't with you guys when you guys bumped into those girls. I was by myself when I bumped into those girls. So how was I supposed to know you guys spoke to them as well? You see, it was weird to me as how this was made to be a big deal or being shamed because we were separate when you guys got this information. However, this experience highlights a deeper issue. So the impact of knowledge shaming on a person's confidence and sense of belonging. Instead of feeling celebrated, because my friend could have just easily said, yeah, we just spoke to them earlier today. Yeah, they told us the same thing. They're coming up, man. Yeah. But that's not how it went. Instead, I was made to feel belittled and embarrassed. It's as if he took joy in making others feel small, which can create a toxic environment. You see, knowledge shaming can lead to significant emotional consequences. It can discourage individuals from participating in conversations or sharing ideas for fear of being ridiculed. This not only stifles personal growth, but also affects group dynamics, leading to a lack of trust and openness among friends. Ultimately, my experience with this friend served as a valuable lesson about the importance of having the right people around you. The impact of intellectual shaming. Now, let's talk about the importance of intellectual shaming. When someone is shamed for their lack of knowledge, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. You might start to think, am I not smart enough? Or should I have known that? And sometimes it can make people even feel that people judge them for not knowing things, which can later make people play on it even more and just say, well, people expect me to be this way, so I might as well start acting this way. And then lo and behold, you just start believing it in yourself that you're not knowledgeable about certain things. You're more, lack of a better word, so to speak, you're deemed to feel stupid or uneducated on certain things or a bit slow. So you end up playing towards it. So this can discourage people from asking questions or engaging in discussions, which ultimately hinders their learning. For example, consider a situation where a group of friends is discussing current events. If one friend expresses confusion about a particular issue and another friend mocks them or rolls their eyes, that can create a chilling effect. That friend who was mocked might feel embarrassed and decide to stay quiet in future discussions, missing out on opportunities to learn and grow. Chapter 3, the importance of supportive friends. This brings us to the importance of surrounding ourselves with supportive friends. Friends who encourage curiosity and open dialogue can create a safe space for exploration and learning. When you have friends who are patient and willing to share their knowledge without judgment, it fosters an atmosphere where everyone feels comfortable asking questions and sharing ideas. On the flip side, if you have friends who constantly engage in knowledge shaming, it might be time to reconsider those relationships. Being around people who belittle others for not knowing something can lead to a toxic environment filled with insecurity and self-doubt. Instead of mocking, you should always be educated if someone doesn't know something, right? So if your friends make you feel less than because you're not familiar with certain topics, it can seriously impact your confidence and willingness to engage in conversations. Chapter 4, cutting toxic friendships. If you find yourself in friendships that involve knowledge shaming, it's important to take a step back. Consider how these relationships are affecting your self-esteem and overall well-being. Surrounding yourself with supportive and understanding individuals is crucial for personal growth. Don't be afraid to cut ties with those who bring negativity into your life. It can be incredibly liberating. Remember, having friends who uplift and inspire you can make a significant difference in your confidence and willingness to learn. Look for friends who celebrate curiosity and encourage you to ask questions rather than those who make you feel embarrassed for not knowing something. Conclusion. In summary, intellectual or knowledge shaming is a harmful behavior that it can negatively impact confidence and create an atmosphere of insecurity. By surrounding ourselves with supportive friends who encourage open dialogue, or when you don't know something, instead of shaming, they help you or they educate you, we can foster a positive environment for learning and growth. Remember, it's important to trust that everyone is on their own journey and there's no shame in admitting when you don't know something. So thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more discussions, important topics. I would love to hear about your experiences with intellectual shaming in the comments below. Until next time, take care and remember to uplift one another.